I've tried so many tools to build out my agency and make it more efficient, and there's really only a few that I find very, very useful. I'm gonna be honest, while I'm talking right now, I forgot the number, whatever's in the title, that's what it is. In today's video, I'm gonna show you what those tools are, why I use them, why they're effective, and also some cool other little tips and tricks. Now, my name's Gavin. I run an email and SMS marketing agency. We generate anywhere between 50 to 80,000 US dollars a month in revenue. So take my recommendations with that grain of salt, right? This is somebody who's speaking from that revenue number. I might be wrong in terms of what could get me to the next level. I'm still learning. I'm just a kid, you know, I'm trying to figure this out. But if you do have any questions, chuck them in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel, check out the description of this video, bunch of free resources, bunch of cool stuff, link to my newsletter, link to my other email marketing YouTube channel. Recommend you subscribe to that. Without wasting more of your time, let's get into it. Okay, so these are all the tools that I use to run my email and SMS marketing agency. Now, just to caveat this, I'm not going to talk specifically about the tools that I use to service my clients. For example, specific tools to help with email and SMS marketing. Instead, I'm going to talk about more generally what I do to essentially grow and run my business to allow me to both productize, scale, market, and a bunch of other cool things as well. So number one, as you can see here, is Loom. I'm actually recording this video currently on a Loom as well, and it helps me save so much time when it comes to creating guides, creating reports for my clients, creating very clear SOPs for my team to follow. And essentially, it allows me to save a bunch of time typing, but also really helps me productize the service offerings by, and I'll show you this in a second, creating Asana processes that my team can follow, whereby I'll just illustrate how to do something with a video. And, you know, like they say, a picture paints whatever, 1,000 words. I'm illiterate. You get the idea, right? But if you can show somebody how to do something rather than explain it with typed words, I think it saves a lot more time and it's a lot more effective. I highly recommend getting Loom. Best, I think, 30 bucks a month that I spend, and it's a beast. The next one is Slack. Highly recommend everybody who uses an agency or has an agency use Slack. It's much better than Teams. It's much better than Google Meet or whatever the heck. I don't even know if Google still has one, but I use Slack to communicate internally with my entire team. As you can see right here, you know, we have our entire team that we communicate with. All of our clients as well is all here too. And so I'm able to just instantaneously both communicate from my phone as well as my desktop just from here. And listen, it does get a bit expensive the more people you have on the platform, but 90% of your clients out there are going to be using Slack already. So just having a platform that they already are familiar with to integrate with them to communicate on a day-to-day basis is huge, right? I'm able to coordinate all hands meetings with my team. I'm able to quickly jump into huddles, which is, you know, get on a quick call with my team members wherever I need. Highly recommend using Slack for your internal communications. I really haven't found a better alternative that is as widely adopted as Slack. So definitely use that platform. The next one up is our basically Xero. Xero is for my sales, or rather my invoicing and all my accounting needs. Now, I'm not too afraid to show you guys our revenue numbers as I display, or rather explain this every single month anyway, but it allows me to forecast, look at profit, see what the business is doing from a revenue perspective, see where we're blowing out if there are any blowouts, and also send invoices using Stripe and a bunch of other cool tools as well. This is absolutely essential when it comes to, analyzing your business's profitability, but also when it comes to tax time. Once you get past about 10K a month, your taxes are going to get considerably more complicated, as you're probably no longer going to be a sole proprietor, and instead you're going to be moving into a company, which means your taxes get a little bit more complex. Having a tool like Xero, I think QuickBooks is another one, allows you to essentially give access to your accountant and allows them to file all your taxes on your behalf. Massive time save. Yep, this is a little expensive as well, but it's absolutely essential as you grow. Being able to get reports on, for example, your profit and loss right here, seeing where all your expenses come out from and go to is massive, right? And so I can see exactly my month-by-month profit. I can see where we're blowing out. I can see all my expenses. I'm like, okay, I spent 20 bucks on my phone. Stripe fees, I spent $1,000. Total sales, $60,000. I can even see what different types of sales come in. So that's really useful for creating projections. It's really useful for figuring out, once again, where we're blowing out and just our overall profitability, how much cash we have on hand, all of that good stuff. So highly recommend using a platform like Xero. Once again, I'm not afraid to show you guys these numbers. I provide these updates in my monthly reports from my agency anyway. So subscribe to the channel if you actually want to see what I'm doing every single month. The next one is Asana. Now, there are a few platforms like Asana. There's ClickUp, there's Monday. I prefer Asana just because it's what I was brought up on. I know some people hate it, but you need some sort of project management tool to manage all of your clients. As you can see here, we have every single client that we're currently working with listed out in this entire board. Super, super useful, where I can just jump into a client board. I can see what my team's currently doing, what they have assigned to them. I can see different projects that they're working on. I can even see where they're up to from a time frame perspective. And if you build these boards out properly, you can literally drop your team members into these project boards and allow them to follow super clear instructions. Let me show you how I've done it within Asana, and let me show you how I've essentially enabled myself to kind of be removed from some of the fulfillment work, with a future goal of being removed completely from fulfillment work within this business. So as you can see here, we have a task, right? We have very clear instructions on what the task is required, the step-by-step process. Now, this has taken me a long time to build out. I've built this entire SOP document out for literally every single possible thing that we could do so that anybody can jump in. For example, we've got a guy here, Holden, assigned to be a copywriter for us. I can see that we have the due date of Thursday. So I know that if he misses this, we'll know that it's been missed. I can see how long it's going to take him. This just allows me to get a high-level view where everything is sitting for my entire company, and that I can even drill in further and see, okay, well, what has Kaio got assigned to him? He's one of our project managers. I can see literally everything that he has assigned, and I can see when it's due. Look at this. I mean, it's super in-depth level of insight that I don't even really need, but it allows me to have that, and also allows me to really, once again, productization is key if you want to grow, especially in the agency space. So it allows me to productize that service and just sell, and really just focus on that sales piece, which is ultimately the most important part of running a business, I think. Okay, next one up is my YouTube channel. Now, if you're watching this video, you should subscribe for one, okay? Subscribe to the channel. But I have two channels. So I have the channel that you're currently watching, which is my agency follow along channel. And then I have my email marketing channel. Now, by the time this video is released, hopefully we're at 1,000 subscribers. I use this channel here for sales and marketing. Now, I've built a bunch of stuff. I've gone onto Twitter, I've gone onto LinkedIn, I've done a bunch of other things. So I'll explain those in a second, but I highly recommend building a YouTube channel. As you can see here, every single month we get about 8.3K views on the email marketing channel, and we absolutely get clients from this work. There's something about being behind a video camera like this and talking about what you know about that builds authority in a way that I don't think Twitter, I don't think LinkedIn is able to do. As we grow this, we are continuously growing our newsletter. We're selling our digital products. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And even if we don't get views from this, which we are, and we are getting inbound leads from this, even if we didn't, the fact that you have a YouTube channel, when you get on a sales call and you explain to somebody that you've made YouTube videos about the exact question they have, it just builds authority like nothing else. There's some celebrity aspect or just some proof that you know what you're talking about when you're willing to get in front of a camera like this and just like talk your stuff, you know, just explain how you do things and show them that you have followers or subscribers. Highly recommend doing something like this. Even if it's like creating 2 or 3 videos, just publishing them, the benefit is better than anything else I've ever actually done. So grow a YouTube channel. We produce 3 videos a week on this channel, and obviously on the channel that you're currently watching, we produce 3 videos a week on there as well. But just grow it as much as you can. Put as much content out as you can, and the compounding nature of constantly posting videos allows you to just gradually increase and increase and increase. I mean, let me just kind of show you the analytics of this bad boy. So if I go content and we go videos here and we go last 365 days, you can see a really steady, slow increase. And if I were to pay for 26.8K views on my content, it'd be so expensive. But I'm literally getting them every single day. Now, is it for free? No, because I have a video editor, but it's definitely cheaper than paying for ads, and the authority it builds is definitely better than anything else. Highly recommend building a YouTube channel. The next thing I recommend doing is using Upwork. Now, I've made a bunch of videos on how I use Upwork to grow my business. We have an automation tool that actually captures and bids on jobs. I'm going to link that in the description. As you can see here, we get a bunch of leads coming in from Upwork, and I think at the time of recording, let me take a look at my profile, we've probably generated about $120,000 on the platform. So this is a total beast when it comes to generating revenue. Yeah, you can't see it right now, but trust me, it's about 120K. This is a machine as well for generating leads. I'm gonna link a video in the description. Actually, if you click my channel, you'll actually see the main video right now is talking about how we use Upwork to get leads. So check that out, okay? Next thing I use is Beehiiv. So if I go into Beehiiv right here, Beehiiv is where I grow my newsletter. As you can see, we have 3,303 subscribers, and I put out about 2 posts every single week. What I'm trying to do here is educate. So I try and educate on my YouTube channel, and then I have opportunities for people to subscribe to my newsletter. And then when they subscribe to my newsletter, they're essentially in like an evergreen content funnel where I'm constantly able to like demonstrate my expertise, position myself as an authority. And when it comes to selling, when it comes to hiring new people, I can shoot an email out to my newsletter list and it grows like that. The reason I like using Beehiiv here is because it doesn't have any of the flows and the bells and whistles that say Klaviyo or Omnisend have. I don't need that because I'm a B2B service provider, but it does allow me to access the ad network, which is really cool here. So I can put ads on my newsletter and make a bit of money that way. And I can also build really basic automations from a welcome series perspective where I could just put in evergreen pieces of content into the automation and essentially just sell them some of my services that I have within there too. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I use. I mean, listen, I put a bit of stuff out on Twitter and LinkedIn, but I'm kind of done with those platforms, at least for now, and I'm trying to focus the majority of my time on producing content like this. But for the most part, that's all you're gonna need. Also, quick caveat, I do use Stripe as my payment processor. Shit's expensive though. I'd probably recommend, if you can, finding a more versatile, cheaper alternative out there. I haven't been able to find one and I'm kind of just hooked on the platform at this point, but Stripe is what I use to process my payments. If you have any questions about any of these things, subscribe to my channel and then I'll answer them. But also, comment them down below. I answer anything and everything you guys have to say. Like the channel. Check out the other channel that I talked about if you want to learn how to become like a better email and SMS marketer. Subscribe to my newsletter. Once again, I just make these videos to document my own journey. I don't really have anything to sell you here, so if you find it useful, fantastic. Also, if you want to know how my business is going and see monthly updates on how I'm growing my business, what I'm changing, what I'm doing, what I've learned, subscribe. I release those once a month as well. Until then, we'll see you in the next video.